The embers whisper. The crimson glow of the inferno painted the night sky, an apocalyptic canvas above the San Fernando Valley. Sarah, a budding photojournalist, watched in horror as the flames danced across the hillsides, their fiery tendrils reaching towards her grandmother's home nestled in the Topanga Canyon. The news reports had been dire, the fire unprecedented for January, fueled by an unnaturally dry winter and fierce Santa Ana winds. Evacuated from her apartment in Santa Monica, Sarah had sought refuge at her grandmother's, only to find the elderly woman stubbornly refusing to leave. "This house has seen worse," her grandmother, a woman of Cherokee descent with a deep connection to nature, had declared. "It'll withstand this fire too." But as the flames crept closer, Sarah's anxiety grew. The air crackled with an unnatural energy, the wind carrying whispers that seemed to emanate from the fire itself. When the evacuation order for Topanga Canyon finally came, it was almost too late. The fire had jumped the highway, cutting off their escape route. With the flames licking at the edges of their property, Sarah's grandmother finally relented. As they rushed out of the house, a burning beam collapsed, blocking their path. Sarah's grandmother shoved her out of the way, the beam striking her instead. Sarah screamed, reaching for her, but the intense heat forced her back. Desperate, she fled, the image of her grandmother engulfed in flames seared into her memory. She stumbled through the smoke-filled canyon, the roar of the fire echoing in her ears. The smoke was thick, acrid, clawing at her lungs with each gasp. Embers rained down, and the heat was unbearable, searing her skin even through her clothes. "Grandma, Grandma, no!" The thought was a desperate mantra in her head, but her feet kept moving, driven by pure instinct. Just as she thought she could go no further, she collapsed, losing consciousness. Sarah awoke to the smell of ash and the sound of crackling embers. The fire had passed, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Her grandmother's house was reduced to a smoldering ruin. Heartbroken, Sarah sifted through the debris, searching for any sign of her grandmother. Each charred timber she moved brought a fresh wave of grief, a hollow ache in her chest. Please, please let her be alive. Among the charred remnants, she found a small, intricately carved wooden box. It was miraculously intact, the wood blackened but not consumed. Inside, nestled in a bed of soft velvet, lay a shard of obsidian, its surface strangely cool to the touch, despite the surrounding heat. As Sarah picked it up, a jolt of energy surged through her, and the world around her shimmered